This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back, everybody. Is this you? You feel that there should be more in life. There's more out there for me, but it's not here, and you can't figure out why. Maybe you feel you deserve certain abundance and it's not here. Maybe it's certain relationships, but they're not showing up. What's going on? What why? There's a reason, and we're going to talk about some of those reasons and how you can move your life forward, really untap the potential that we all have. And a lot of this goes back to our past. She harnesses the power of that and making that change through many different modalities, be it hypnotherapy, life coaching, breath work, and so much more. I find it interesting her last name is past. There's a lot of it is the past that dictates the future. Marla Past joins us on the program today. How you doing?
I am so good and so happy to be here with you, Steve. Thank you for Zooming with me.
Appreciate you being here. Looking to learn a lot. Want to say out of the gate for anybody when we get to hypnotherapy is, maybe they have an aversion to it for a lot of different reasons, and I totally get it. That and everything that pretty much we're going to talk about today has changed my life. Gotta say, in the last, say, 4 years or so, and still ongoing. Game changer, really amazing. How did it change your life?
Well, let's see. That's a loaded question because my life had been taking a course of change at the time that I met hypnosis. I had, we can backtrack and forward track and middle track, whatever, throughout my story, but I had an eating disorder, which we'll bring up a couple of times, I'm sure, through our podcasts. In my life, and I was working on overcoming it. And part of the process of overcoming my eating disorder was to go back into my life and extrapolate what gave me joy, even though I was an
Hmm.
obese child, like a social outcast.
So was I, by the way.
Were you really? Okay, so we
Yeah.
have a lot to talk about because that's trauma. Life
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not kind to little chubby kids, especially when they're big chubby kids.
And bullied.
And bullied like crazy. And at that time, when we were children, there were not that many overweight children. Now it's 1 out of 3. It's an epidemic, but I was the fat kid. Okay, for lack of a better way of speaking about it. I was the chubby one.
Yep. Yep. I was the
Um,
one that didn't get picked for dodgeball. I
right,
was the
remember
one.
that? Oh my
Oh,
God. Not kissed when they played spin the bottle because some mothers seem to think that a 9-year-old should play spin the bottle so the fat girl doesn't get kissed.
oh yeah. Even I and it came I saw the images during hypnotherapy of me on the playground, elementary school, walking by myself and feeling
Oh,
uncomfortable like everybody else is playing, they're all doing stuff, and there I am like I walk from one side to the other. I don't want anybody to see me just walking by myself here.
oh,
Um, but yeah.
killing
Yeah,
me.
I get
You're
it.
killing me. Anyway, so just to skip to this part of the segment because I do love this story. Um, I had a bar restaurant in New York City and it was coming to a close. And my husband at the time was not, he didn't know what he was going to do next. And I thought, let me create another business while that one was closing. And I really
Hmm.
didn't know what to do. I didn't know what was I going to do. Okay, I got to do something. I was the business creator in my relationship. And so I slept with a paper and pad next to my bed and I wrote down ideas. And then one day I had an idea. When I was a child, it came back to me in my dream because I was such an overweight child. And although still athletic, I really and truly loved to do sports, but didn't because I was made fun of. So one day my
Hmm.
mother asked me if I wanted to go to a camp for overweight children. And I'm like, yeah. That would be amazing. I could lose weight. I can go to camp and everything would be great. So I went, and it was the best summer I had ever had in my life because for the first time, I wasn't the fattest kid in the room.
Wow. I
I was
wondered where
actually,
this was going to go, whether
I
you
was
were going to.
slender. I was like,
Wow.
I was the it girl. So I played my sports. I put on my bathing suits. I did whatever I did. It was pure freedom.
I feel that coming from you right now, by the way. I
Oh, do
do.
you?
Like the release of just like, I finally found a place.
My people. So
Yeah.
So anyway, so that was a great summer. So as I was thinking about what to do, I thought, you know what? I'm going to open up a gym for overweight children in New York, the first of its kind ever. And I did. And it was called Underground Fitness, Weight Management and Fitness for Teens and Preteens. And it was amazing. And I still talk to some of the children. But where I'm going with this in regards to hypnosis is working with the kids and having them exercise. And there was no bullying, nothing was allowed. I was the bulldog at the door. So there was nobody going to come in there that wasn't going to be loving and wonderful. So what happened was when I was working with the children, I could not get them off sugar. And I
Hmm.
thought, they do really well, but then they go home to their houses and they're eating their Oreos and they're eating the sugar and it's making them hyper and it's making them anxious and then they can't stop. My question was always, how many apples can you eat? And the answer would be like one. Well, how many Oreos can you eat? And the answer would be like one box. And so I knew I had to do something. So I decided to study hypnosis. One of my patients, one of my kids, said that she did hypnosis and it really helped her. And so I went and studied and I worked with the kids, which are very receptive to suggestion, to autosuggestion. Kids are, because their
Wow.
heads aren't as filled as ours. And they still have that essence where they believe. They believe. And so I worked with hypnosis that way with the children, and I got them, a lot of them really to cut down or off sugar. And I was a believer after that. So I
Wow.
work with it a lot more in different areas now, but that was that story. So yeah.
I I can relate to a lot of this, but the when it came to hypnotherapy, and that was the starting point to the change in my world. As soon as I met the hypnotherapist, I said, "Yeah, take me back to my childhood. That's where we're going," because I knew, and like most of us, a lot of it begins there in the childhood. Not that it was horrible, but yes, got bullied, parents divorced very young when I was. There's a lot going on. And is it true that much of what we experience between, say, birth and seven is the deciding factor or the blueprint, the GPS for your adult life?
Oh my God, this is such a loaded question. I love it. So there's so much to answer from this particular question. So when we come in to this world, from what I've studied, and I've studied a lot, many, many different modalities and many, many different theories. We come from the story world and our essence is alive. Okay. Our essence is alive. We are connected to higher intelligence when we come in. We just know things. We just know everything. Everything. There's a saying that I love where you have a baby and it said, you teach them to tie their shoes and they will teach you everything else.
I need a moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Digest that. It's deep because they
So
know everything.
give me that one more time.
You have a baby, you have a child that comes from that is gifted to you from the story world or from wherever, whatever it is that you believe. Okay. However you want to believe, it happens, right? It's a miracle. Nobody can deny that. Okay. This baby comes down. Okay. Their essence is still alive, which means that they know all and everything. They may not be able to express it verbally or show you physically, but they have all the intelligence in them. They are instinctual beings. They just know everything. As they grow, if you pay attention to what they say and don't speak for them and don't do for them, but allow them and listen, you teach them how to tie their shoes and they will teach you everything else.
I see that as you say it. And I've always said, once I figured this stuff out, two babies born, different cultures, different languages, whatever, both healthy. They're the same. What's the difference? They're the
No
same.
ego. There's no ego. They're
There's
just
not,
pure
no,
love. Pure
clean
love.
slate, literally clean slate, two babies. And if what happens after that, life happens, parents pilot on what they were taught. And I'm not, no parents go under the bus. It's just that, you're doing the
Right.
best you have
You
with
do the
what you
best you
have.
can.
Right. So therein lies the changes start taking place for each child. Then they hear certain things as they're growing up. And it can even be dad is a fun dad. And he has fun, like calls him goofy names, just like he means it in fun. We're just having fun together. The child may internalize that and think of it differently. Dad was just being fun. That was it. That's it. But again, to your point, if nothing was said, the child was able to do whatever they want, speak for themselves. I agree. I totally agree with what you just said.
So I want to add to it. Let's finish it up because we talked about, like you said, something between birth and 7 or 8 years old. Okay.
Mhm.
So now they're babies, and then they're 1, and then they're 2, and then they're 3, and then they're 4. So between 1 and 3 or 1 and 4, now I think it's even younger because of all the social media and stuff that's fed into them. I mean, little babies in carriages are given cell phones to entertain them. So
Mm,
that kills their essence.
yep.
Essence is what's connected to higher intelligence. It kills it, which is really highway robbery. My daughters will tell you they didn't really allowed to watch TV until they were like 4. Yeah, I was a freak. But they to
Mhm.
this day they thank me. They really do. They're like, thank you for that, Mom. And what I'll say is then they're 4, then they're 5, and life starts to come in. Now they're 6 and they're 7. But if you start to give them some sort of subliminal hypnosis at a young age, they will go back, which is what I've experienced, to their essence. And they could start to eliminate the new trauma that came in because they will hear their higher intelligence say, that is not true. You know the truth. What is your truth? And it teaches them how to go back to their instinct. And
Mm.
that's why I love hypnosis to this day and do it amongst all my other modalities with my treatments because we need to go back to our instinct. We need to go back to our solar plex and our energy centers and find out what it is that we want and who the hell we are. Because we are told we are everything else but who we are. And if you know who you are, it's not good enough. And that's the language. You're not good enough. You're ugly. You're this, you're too that. You're not enough of this. And that's the scenario that we live every single day. So it is my objective and my wish, because I've been doing it for myself for many, many years, how to rebirth ourselves to who we really are. And it's not, I hear this word all the time, woo woo. Have you heard that? Woo woo. It's
I,
not.
I even put up woo woo alerts when I'm doing a podcast
Right. Woo
sometimes
woo.
if it's
It's
going to be a
not
tape.
woo woo. It's common
It's not.
sense.
It's
Common sense.
it's
It's common sense.
primal.
It's
Like you just
primal.
said, if the child knows how to process the information, their primal brain will say, whoa, wait, that's not
Not woo woo.
true.
Whoa whoa.
Yeah, whoa, wait a minute,
Whoa.
hang on there. That's in
That's
their little
not
brain.
true. And he
Yeah.
can differentiate between what he's being told and make decisions on where to go. To your point, 2 children could be in the same environment, right? One can have one experience of dad being a nice guy, same dad, same twins, same dad, same environment, and one can have a different experience. It all depends on their inner intelligence and their inner dialogue.
I'm a
But
twin.
so then, oh, I love that. That's so that we could really talk about that,
And my
right?
sister is very much different than I am, even genetically. Like I've dealt with skin cancer, and people talk about, genetics are for a certain percentage. She doesn't have any issues with it. Over the years, I deal with it.
Oh my God, that's
Controlled.
another conversation. That's changing your genetic coding through your mind and meditation. That is a real thing. There's science out
Well,
there about that.
yeah, but even just at the face value, where people use that, oh, well, it's genetics. It's 20%. That's why we all deal with. It's really not, and they even prove it that it's way
Correct.
less, maybe 5% genetics.
Correct. That's right. Well, you're a pretty smart guy with a
Yeah, I
purple
talk to
wall.
people like you.
Thank you.
It's the
And you
truth.
have with a purple wall.
It's a fun. I don't know the emotional color. I don't know.
It's
I just
all fun.
it
It's
resonates.
all fun.
It
It's great.
resonates.
It's all
Yeah,
fun.
what you're saying has finally came clear for me. Everything here, and yes, I believe if that child is not influenced, their evolutionary brain will spot the BS and put the block up, but they start believing things, as we all did, as we get older, like you said. And is it true the number one thing that we all walk around with is the thought that I am not good enough in some
I'm not
area?
enough.
I'm not enough.
I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I'm not
Yeah,
enough. So we need to
horrible.
change. So let's fast forward to now adults, okay? Can we change? Yes, we can change. I can attest to it. I've done it with myself and I've done it with thousands of clients. We can change. We can change. Change your mind, change your thoughts, change your feelings and emotions, change your life. Is it easy? No. Is it for everyone? Absolutely. I have had people run out of my meditation classes going, this is not for me. And I'm like, you're right, it's not. But maybe someday it will be. And if you do think so, you come back and I'll be here. You're still on your journey and there's absolutely no judgment and there's no right or wrong. When the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Marla, I've used that one many times. Let's just say that I dealt in the energy world for decades and understood it, but to a point, helping other people, but never helped myself with it
I understand.
until I needed to. And just what you said, this all showed up. People like you showed up, started doing podcasts. That showed up. And this is where I've learned all about that, the journey of how we can heal ourselves. I find it so sad that people look at hypnotherapy as this like this thing that we got to be careful with. It's so natural. It's just we're hypnotized many times during the day. When you wake up, you go to sleep. It's just a regular part of us, but myself included in the beginning, just like I don't really know what's going on there. Marla's going to control my mind and
So I'm going to interrupt you for a moment. So you don't have to call it hypnosis. You can call it anything you want. I mean, I can work with the subconscious mind. You just have to get the brain waves to slow down. You can do it through breath work. There's a breath work that I'm practicing now called 9D breath work. Have you heard of it?
I
This
have
is
not.
brand spanking new. This is the cutting edge. 9D. Remember I said that to you. Okay? I'm
What's
in
it
love
stand
with
for?
9 different modalities to get your monkey mind to shut the hell up. You
Hmm.
have, it's a multi-dimensional sounds. You have, and it's an experience. You have solfeggio frequencies. You have binaural beats. You have isochronic brainwave therapies. You have subliminal messaging. You have somatic breath work. You have bioacoustic sound effects. You have talk therapy. You have the most incredible music that you can to shut that mind up because that's what it takes. It takes an army. The mind is a very interesting creature as humans. We are just freaks. We are. I mean, the more I live, and hopefully the more I live, the more I learn, and hopefully the more I learn, I am forever shocked at myself and also the people that I attract. I just don't even understand sometimes what I see and experience. Like, where did that come from? How did that happen? Why did that happen? Our minds are crazy, wild animals, and they search for problems. It searches for drama. It searches for the hate. It searches for the I can't. It just does. It's constantly watch yourself. Watch yourself when you get up in the morning. It's like a movie. It's like, okay, I'm up. I feel good. Wait. Oh no, wait. No, I don't. What was I thinking about yesterday? Right, the money. I was thinking about the money. Oh, wait, no. I was thinking about my weight. Oh, wait. Oh, that client. It's like before you get out of bed, you have set yourself up for disaster. And
I
that's
get it.
why
Hmm.
I teach get up in the morning, sense yourself, go through your body, feel your arms, feel your legs, feel your feet. Try not to go back to sleep. And if you do, focus on your breath, sit up, get out of the bed, go somewhere else, take 5 minutes to meditate, or whatever you want to call it. 5 minutes just to be, because people associate words with, oh, it's the mind. Wait, meditate. Oh, meditation means know thyself. To know thyself. That's what meditation means. Know thyself. So, what the hell's wrong? Am I allowed to say that? What the hell's wrong with meditating or getting up in the morning to know myself? I was just sleeping. I've been rebooted. I've been reborn. I've been refreshed. Now let me see who I am.
Can I share that tonight I am so looking forward to doing one thing? You know what that is?
What?
Nothing.
Yes.
Meditating, laying in bed, thinking. It was a busy weekend, had a lot going on. I didn't give myself enough time. I feel like I use my energy over here in this area. I need to bring it back. So I'm looking forward. I'm just going to do nothing. I
How about
can't.
not thinking? You said
Yes.
thinking. How about not thinking? How about
No, no, no,
focusing,
you're right. That not even just
not
blank, just
thinking?
whatever comes. I want to ask you a question about and yes, to your point, we wake up, spill coffee. Ah, this is the way the day's gonna
Oh,
be.
man.
What else
This is
gonna
the
happen
kind of
today?
day it's going to be? Yeah,
You,
okay.
you
Law of
asked for it.
attraction. Law of
You,
attraction.
you just asked for it.
Get what you think about.
This is my theory, and I'm curious if this you align with this. We are negative. You said it before. Why are we negative? I
Well,
believe that when you're a child, you're exposed to it. What's the first thing you really experience in terms of negativity? You're 2 years old. I can walk. This is so cool. I'm going over to the kitchen table. Oh, what's this thing here? What's this? Salt, pepper. Oh, so cool. Look at this. What's the first thing you hear? Whoa, hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Put that down. Put that down. No, just put it on the table. Come over here. Negativity. You're a kid. You're just enjoying life, curiosity. And now you get stopped with negativity. I really think it comes from, and I understand why. And, our parents are there to protect us, et cetera, et cetera. But it was negative when it was just a happy little moment. Do you think it starts with things like that? And that's why we're kind of wired to be negative?
I think it contributes to it, but I think there is a natural law of an order of things where what we started to talk about before, where we come down from the story world and we're just so happy. And then we reach a certain point in our lives, maybe 8 or 9 or 6 or 7, depending upon our environment,
Mm,
where we go to sleep. And I think that that's natural law of things, and that's the way it has to be. And we're asleep. And I think if we're lucky enough in this lifetime, we can reawaken.
mm,
And that can happen at any point in life. Some of us meet ideas like this at young ages. Some of us are not so fortunate. We meet it at older ages, which is fine. Some of us don't meet it at all. Some of us meet it and don't recognize it. But it's a process of reawakening. There's a book out by Rodney Nicole, Dr. Nicole, called The New Man. And it's all about the rebirth of Jesus, which I think is a good timing right now since around Easter that it even came into my mind.
mm,
But it's about dying to the old man and becoming a new man and what that actually could mean. And that means there's a saying that says, we love our unnecessary suffering. We fucking love it.
Well,
Oh my God. Just
victim
stand
mode,
online in the grocery store. They're talking
victim
about
mode.
the prices, politics, the weather. It's everywhere. We
Yeah.
love it. We just love it. And if we don't have it, we look for it or we create it.
Oh, you call a friend. Yeah, you believe
It's
what's
a
happening, and
law.
then they feed into it, and they're just being a friend. It's telling you what you want to hear. But I can't
Right.
believe that did happen to you. Whoa, what about?
So there's an experiment that I often have my clients do where, like, if you find yourself talking about something negative, observe it. Just stop. Just stop. Even if it's mid-sentence. Oh, I feel, oh, did you? Just stop. Take that energy and bring it in. That's all. That's all I ask. That's a good way to start. And then we start to work.
Hmm.
We start to work. That is vital energy that you need to create. And you're just blurting it out, shitting it out. What are you doing?
Yep.
No, no, no. Once you start to know, you can't unknow. You can go back to sleep, but it will hurt. You'll feel it. You'll be like, oh. Why am I so drained? Well, let me look at my day. I complained about that coworker constantly, both externally and internally. And then I looked for other people who would commiserate with me all day long. No wonder why I'm so tired. What have I actually done today?
It's so true. It really is. It really is. We don't see it that way. We're just going through life kind of blind. We are out of time. I would love to just keep going. This is a
Really? That was
reality
a
check
half an hour? Wow, I cannot
coming
even
up on.
believe that. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's there's so much here that is controlling our lives, preventing us from moving forward. And you harness the power of so many different modalities through years of your journey and also studying and researching this. Marla, best way to reach you. How do we do that?
So my email is Marla Past, my name, LMT, licensed manual therapist at Gmail. My Instagram is Beauty Frequency Love. My Stand store is Beauty Frequency Love Stand store, where they can buy my 21-day meditation for weight loss. I have that on there. I love it. That was a labor of love.
Mm.
My Facebook is Marla K Past, and then I have a page, Marla Past Age Reversal.
Everything you're saying, it took me years to figure it out. And
Yeah,
you
well,
bring it in one
excellent.
person.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Great talking with you, Marla.
Thank you. I totally enjoyed this. This was wonderful.
Same. I'm looking forward to the next time we get together. There's going to be more reality checks, epiphanies, aha moments for all of us. And no, it's not woo woo, it's whoa whoa.
It's whoa, whoa. Thank you. I'm pretty sure I'll see you next Monday.
You got it. All right. We'll
All
be
right.
right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.